Hi everyone, it's Wendy. Today I'm going to be teaching you a face basics video. I had a couple friends who were kind of unsure of how to do face makeup with foundation and cover up and all of that. So they requested that I do a very basic video showing exactly how to do that look.
First, apply a moisturizer with SPF all over your face. The more moisturized your face is and the less dry skin, the better makeup goes on. Then I'm going to take a primer and apply it to my T-zone. A primer fills in any enlarged pores or rough surfaces on your skin. I only use a primer if I'm going to have like a really long night out, like partying or a full day where I have to look really good. Otherwise, I find that just a foundation is enough for my skin. Speaking of foundation, let's talk about your options. Foundation comes in 3 options. Light coverage like Maybelline BB Cream. This would be great for anyone who has a lot of freckles or really clear skin. Medium coverage, I suggest L'Oreal True Match. That's somewhere in the middle. And then heavy coverage like Lancome's Photogenic Lumessence. Heavy coverage is great if you don't have a clear complexion or you're looking for a really smooth finish. I myself go somewhere between medium and heavy most of the time. I very rarely have perfect enough skin to use light coverage. Finding the right color, I would use the back of my arm because it's usually not tanned as a good starting point, and just try out a bunch of different products. Now, how to put your foundation on. There's 3 main ways you can do this. One is with your fingers. I prefer not to do it this way because your fingers often have oils and you don't want to get that on your skin. Then there's the sponges. Sponges are great because you get a smooth finish. However, I find they absorb a lot of the product and end up wasting a lot of it. And then finally, my preferred way, which is through a foundation brush. There's a lot of different options. I tend to go with this stippling brush and work it all over my skin in kind of a dabbing motion. So you really want to apply this foundation all over your skin. It's called foundation for a reason. So you really want to put it anywhere where you plan to put makeup, but also work it down into your neck because you want it to blend and look very natural. And just continue to apply until it's very blended. Foundations are meant to be blended, so you'll find it's very easy to make them cover up. So since I'm using a heavy coverage foundation, I go back in with a tinier brush and just spot apply in any areas that I'm having trouble. And I'll really kind of glop it on and let it dry so that the coverage is even thicker than my normal. And now it's time for concealer. There's a lot of great brands out there. I prefer NYX concealer because it's pretty inexpensive. And you want to pick a color that's slightly lighter than your foundation and your skin because you use it as also a highlighter. So you can see in this video where I'm applying it, I apply it underneath my eyes in almost a V downward motion. I apply it on the sides of my nose and on the T of my face. I then take a beauty blender that is slightly damp and I'm going to use it to blend in what I just applied. So I'm not applying any more product, I'm just blending in what I've put there. And you'll see how these surfaces, these flat surfaces of my face are being lightened. And now we're on to contouring. Contouring is making the shadows of your face darker. So what it essentially does is make you look thinner. I like using Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer for this, although there's a lot of great palettes. And I put it on a contouring brush, or any thick brush will do. And you're gonna just blend it along underneath your cheekbone, on the sides of your face, and along your jawline in a 3 motion. And what this is essentially doing is it's pulling the light back from those spots on your face, and it makes your face thinner. So it's really great if you're trying to get a more angled cheekbone, or you want a couple pounds to lose. And any kind of a bronzer, or I mean, they make kits for contouring now. any kind of brownish shade works really well for this. And then finally, you have a setting powder if you need one. I tend to just use a foundation powder on my T-zone just to absorb any shine. But there's clear powders, there's translucent powders if you need them, and it just gets away that little extra shine at the end of your foundation routine. And finally, I decided to add in eyebrows and cheeks to this face tutorial. So I prefer using an eyebrow pencil. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow pencil. And what you'll see is I make tiny little strokes along the top line of my eyebrow to make it just completely thick and full. And then I followed it up with a line underneath my eyebrow. Then I'll just make a little short dabs in bald spots in my eyebrows in the center, and then I brush it out with the spoolie brush to blend it all the way. And I really do think that this makes a really big difference on everyone's face. It was something I didn't do for a long time because I was always like, oh, my eyebrows are so thick, I don't need that. But then once I started doing it, it really does give you such a clean look to your eye makeup. And finally, we're on to cheeks. Blush is so important. It makes everybody look healthier. I take a big fluffy brush and I will dab it into whatever pink color that I want to use. And then I'll dab it onto my face above that contouring that I did. And you can use any color blush as long as it's a pink shade. I find fair-skinned people like myself shy away from more brown pinks. But I'll use like a hot pink or a rosy pink or a red pink, depending on what I feel like for that look. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my Instagram, Wendelin128, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much.